Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We're back to another home gym video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the different types of barbell knurling and does it even matter? So, does barbell knurling matter? That's where we're going to start off. If you guys want, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more home gym content. And leave a like down below if you enjoy this video. So, does barbell knurling matter? The surprising answer is actually yes. It seems like a very niche, specific thing to take into consideration when you're buying a barbell. But it honestly does make a pretty big difference. And I've got different types of neural patterns. We're going to go over some of those. And at the end of the day, the thing with knurling is it's very subjective, right? Like it's a preference thing. But I find that most people do have a preference to a type of feel on a barbell. Some people like a soft, smoother, easier to grip versus other people that like the exact opposite. Rips up your hands and gives you more grip benefits. So 3 types of patterns. Let's talk about those first. So there's hill, mountain, and volcano. So hill is it's kind of a soft, kind of rounded. It's not very sharp. Hill is a knurling pattern that would be on certain types of barbells or maybe even cheaper ones that aren't designed to have a ton of extra grip. And just think of it like a hill. It's like a rounded kind of point. So the knurl pattern is ingrained into the barbell, right? So the hill is the least aggressive of the 3. Mountain is the most aggressive. So mountain is where the knurl pattern, it comes to a point, like a mountain, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. And it's gonna be sharper. It's gonna dig into your hands a little bit more. And it's going to allow you to have a little bit more grip. So mountain knurling is great for things like deadlifts and stuff like that. What it's not great for is things like squats and maybe bench, depending on how aggressive the knurling is. Typically how knurl goes is you want more aggressive on a deadlift and less aggressive, but still nice on everything else. So mountain is the sharpest pattern, and there's different degrees of sharpness too. We'll get into that in a sec. So the last one, so there's hill, mountain, and then volcano. So volcano is basically a combination of both. So mountain comes to a point, volcano comes to a point with a little indent in the top. So you still have that sharpness, but it's not, and you still have that grip, but it's not quite as sharp. It's not gonna cut into your hands as much. Typically volcano is kind of the sweet spot for most people. And that's generally what you're gonna see on most power bars. Some power bars will have the mountain style of knurling where it's a little bit more sharper. Now, the degrees of this all depend on the actual sharpness of the barbell knurling. So typically there's medium, aggressive, and I don't know what they call the soft ones because they're not really soft, but yeah, there's typically medium and aggressive cuts. So if we look at the Rogue aggro bars, for example, I'm not sure what specific type of knurling pattern they have on them, but they're all very aggressive. So they're marketed as the sharpest barbells in the world, right? So that's the idea, is it's just going to be a greater cut of whatever that pattern is. I assume that they're all mountain. They might be volcano though, I'm not sure. One of those two. They're definitely not a hill pattern. So, and then the biggest thing is, does it actually matter? Does it make a difference to you? So if we look at some of this stuff over here, I've got a safety squat bar, and you can see this is actually this is a volcano pattern. So I would say that this is fairly aggressive, even though it's volcano. If we look down here, this is my American barbell. This is a mountain pattern. And I really like this one because it's not super sharp, it's not super aggressive, but with the mountain pattern, it's got that grip, and it doesn't cut up your hands, which is kind of nice. So it's nice to have that contrast between the two. And it just depends on what you're buying. And then if we look here at the easy curl bar, this is a volcano pattern again. So you can see there's that little indent taken out of it. So what's the best is it depends. The best thing you can do is simply try a few out, see what you like, see what you don't like. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to personal preference. Typically people like the volcano style more. I'm somewhat indifferent to the pattern type, but I do like, a more aggressive, a more aggressive bar. For an all-around bar, you want something kind of in the middle. So I think that makes sense. So you guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. And like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Catch you next one. Check it out.